Hey there, everybody. This is PT Pop here with all four lobes of my brain securely tied behind my back. And today I'm going to discuss something with each and every one of you that everyone's familiar with, whether you've worked in a call center or not. It's the after call survey. Oftentimes you'll call into a call center, and before you speak to a representative, the computer generated voice will say, "Are you willing to take a survey after your call? If so, press 1. If you'd rather not, press 2. These surveys are some of the worst, most sadistic tools. These surveys are some of the most sadistic tools in the history of corporate America and call centers to gauge and grade a customer service rep's and employees' performance. And I'll tell you why. First, before I get to that, on your screen you see before you an example of what a call center survey looks like. In the old days, they used to mail them out to customers. You'd get one in the mail and you'd fill it out. You'd check off check boxes with a ballpoint pen, fill out your name, your account number, and mail it back to the company. Nowadays, it's all done over the telephone or on the internet. Now I'm going to tell you why these are impractical and they're impossible, and they're a highly inaccurate tool to gauge a call center employee's performance. First of all, in order for a call center employee to get a passing grade on one of these surveys, they have to receive 80% or higher. You have to get basically a B grade on these surveys to get a passing grade and have it to positively affect your overall score and grade as a rep in order to get bonuses, raises, and promotions. If you get less than a B, you're going to flunk it, and it completely destroys any chances of getting a bonus, or raise, or a promotion. Nowadays, people, the general public, for some reason, have become extremely sadistic, and I mean that literally. I'll give you an example. One time I was on a call with a customer, and like 2 weeks later, my supervisor pulled me over and said, "Hey, we got a survey back from a customer you spoke with 2 weeks ago." He told me that the customer gave me 2 out of 5 stars, so we had to pull the call and listen to it. We pulled the call, listened to it. Neither myself or my supervisor could find anything wrong with the call, but because it got 2 out of 5 stars, my supervisor had to give me a bad grade, which hurt my overall score, which hurt my end-of-year review, and caused me not to get a raise. My supervisor explained to me that customer may have had a bad experience with the company in general, or with their previous customer service representative, or he could have just been in a bad mood that day. We have no idea why he gave me a bad grade. But I was the one that ended up getting the bad grade, even though my call was perfect. So even though I did a great job, the customer was mad at something or someone within the company I worked for and decided to give a bad grade on the survey, probably not knowing it was going to ruin my overall score as a customer service representative, and I got dinged and didn't get a raise that year. The problem with these surveys is, as a customer service rep, you really have no control over what these customers fill out and how they feel. Because if they don't like your company, or if they don't like who they spoke with before they spoke to you, or they don't like the information you gave them, even though it was correct and it was completely accurate, if they're ticked off they didn't get the credits they want, if they're ticked off that their cell phone service doesn't work because they're in a bad coverage area, or because their bank account is overdrawn because they forgot to balance their checkbook, they'll blame it on you and give you a bad survey. So there's absolutely no way to really control it, because that's totally subjective. There's no objective way to really incorporate these reviews into an employee's overall rating. These reviews affect your overall rating, they affect your pay raises, they affect your bonuses, they affect everything that you go there to work for on a daily basis. Now, don't get me wrong, the survey is not the only factor that is incorporated into your overall grade as a call center rep, but it is one of them. And if you're on the edge, if you're on the cusp of a good grade as a call center rep versus a bad grade, these call center surveys will often kick you into a negative direction. Sometimes they have a positive effect, but most of the time I found them to come into play where they weigh pretty heavily in a negative sense, docking you and knocking you in a negative direction. And the customers, some of them know it. Some of these customers know that if they go in and give you a bad review, you're going to get talked to. Because I've had people say, "Well, you know what? I'm going to give you a good review on that survey at the end of the call because you've been so nice to me." Or they'll say, "Well, no, you know what? You didn't give me what I wanted. I'm going to really ding you on that survey." So customers will use it as a tool to cut your knees out from underneath you, because they know that's going to affect your performance rating at work. Or they give you a bad review just because they don't like the company. They were rolled out of bed that day and they said, "Hey, I'm going to call that company. I'm going to give that call center rep crap. I don't care what anybody thinks. I hate them. They suck. They're horrible. They're a horrible corporate company. It's horrible. It's another one of the sadistic tools they use in the corporate world in call centers to make sure people are completely demoralized and just torn down. On the previous example of the bad survey I received, my supervisor said there was nothing he could do about it. It was totally out of his hands. It was a bad review, and he doesn't know why I got it, but it was as part of my overall grade, and that's all there was to it. You just happened to get the bad mail and the bad, you happen to get the bad review, and it's on your shoulders, and I'm sorry, I can't give you a raise. So if you call in and you hear these surveys, if you're just a regular person, you've never worked in a call center, don't do that to somebody, because you're ruining somebody's career, you're ruining their livelihood, you're ruining the potential to make more money, to put food on the table for their families, especially some of these people that are in the call centers are doing the best they can. They're not intentionally trying to screw you over. So you think they are, because most of the general public these days are sadistic and paranoid. You should hear the people on the phone that thinks people stealing money from them. They think the companies are trying to screw them out of this or screw them out of that. It's not happening. There's companies are just too big now. They have too many customers and they have too many products and they can't even cover their own asses. It's not about you. It's just about poor management and growing too fast, getting too big. Well, that's it for today. I'm PT Pop. If you like this video, if you like what I talk about, please give me a thumbs up and subscribe. If you have other ideas of what you'd like to see and hear, let me know. Bye.